and all clues point to another one, or might we say perhaps even two more happening at a secluded English manor house known as Monkswell Manor Guest House, newly opened and under the management of Giles Ralston and his charming wife, Molly. Giles Ralston, married just a year. He has no family or relations. They all died in the war, or so he claims. Molly Ralston, married to Giles. She has knowledge of horrible things in the past. Could she have stopped them? Will she finally bear all to the police, or even to Giles? Christopher Wren, an eccentric young man, claims to be an architect. No connection to Sir Christopher Wren. Holds secrets and the life he is running from. Mrs. Boyle, a well-to-do older woman, sold her home a few years back and now lives in guest houses. She is haunted by a past that she too is helpless to undo. Major Metcalf, retired Army, or so he says, is not what he seems and holds knowledge of the dark things that went on before. Miss Leslie Casewell, independent young woman, has lived abroad and just recently has returned to England on some mysterious business. She hides a dark past and a secret to her name. Mr. Parvati, a stranger, lost in the blinding snow, claims his car overturned in a drift. He's a sinister and shady character at best. And Sergeant Sharp, our dashing sleuth, come up from Berkshire on skis through a snowstorm to bring a killer to justice. All have secret lives and lies. Anyone could be the Calvert Street murderer or the next victim. Let's look in on Monkswell Manor Guest House, shall we?
Mrs. Ralston, is your husband about? I'm afraid the pipes in the downstairs cloakroom are frozen.
Oh dear, what an awful day. First the police and now the
Police?
Police, did you say?
They run up just now to see there's only a sergeant out here. But I don't think he'll ever get here.
Ready coats more than half sterns. And the price. Excuse me, Mrs. Wolf. May I get through? Oh, is anything the matter?
I hear the police are on their way here. What?
Oh, that's all right. Nobody will get through in this. Why, the drifts must be 5 feet deep. The roads are all backed up. Nobody will get here today. Excuse me.
Are you Mr. Ralston?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Detective Sergeant Trotter, Berkshire Police. Can I get these skis off and stow them somewhere?
Go around that way to the front. I'll meet you.
Thank you, sir.
I suppose that's what we pay our police force for nowadays, to go around enjoying themselves in winter sports.
I beg your pardon.
This is Detective Sergeant Trotter.
Good afternoon.
You can't be a detective, you're too young.
I'm not quite so young as I will have.
We'll stow your skis on the step.
Excuse me, Mrs. Ralston, may I use your telephone?
Of course, Major Metcalf.
Hello? Hello? Mrs. Ralston, I'm afraid this line is dead, quite dead.
It was all right about a half an hour ago.
The line's gone down a bit of snow, I suppose.
So quite cut off now. Quite cut off. That's funny, isn't it?
I don't see anything to laugh at.
No, indeed.
It's a private joke of my own. Yes, the sleuth
Perhaps you'd like to see us alone. If so, we can go to the library.
It's not necessary, sir. Save time. Everybody's present. If I may consider this table.
Oh, do hurry up and tell us. What's going on?
Done? Oh, it's nothing of that kind, Mrs. Ralston. It's something quite different. More a matter of police protection, if you understand.
Police protection.
It relates to the death of Mrs. Long, Mrs. Maureen Lyne of 24 College, London, West 2, who was murdered yesterday, 15 incidents. You may have heard or read about the case.
Yes, I heard it on the wireless. The woman was killed.
And that's right, madam. And now the first thing I want to know is if you were in any way acquainted with this Mrs. Lyne.
Never heard of her.
You may have known her under the name of Lyne. Lyne wasn't her real name. She had a police record and fingerprints were on file. So we were able to identify her without dip. Her real name was Maureen Stein. Her husband was a farmer, John Stein, who resided at Longridge Farm, not very far from here.
Longridge Farm. Wasn't that where those children?
Yes, the Longridge Farm case.
3 children.
Yep, that's right, madam. The Corrigans, the 2 boys and girls, brought before the court as in need of care and protection. A home was found for them with Mr. and Mrs. Stein at Longridge Farm. One of the children subsequently died as the result of criminal neglect and persistent ill treatment. The case made a bit of a sensation at the time.
It was horrible.
The Steinings were sentenced to terms of imprisonment. Steinings died. Mrs. Stein served her sentence and was duly released. Yesterday, as I say, she was found strangled at 24 Close.
Who did it?
I'm coming to that now. Near the scene of the crime was a notebook picked up. On the notebook was written 2 addresses. One was 24 Court Street. The other was Monkswell Manor.
What?
Yes, sir. As by Superintendent Holden, on receiving this information from Scotland Yard, considered it imperative for me to come out here and to see if you knew of any connection between this house, or anyone in this house, and the Longridge Farm.
There's nothing. Absolutely nothing. It must be a coincidence.
Superintendent Holden doesn't believe it's a coincidence, sir. He'd have come himself if it were in any way possible. Under the weather conditions, as I can see, he sent me along to get full particulars of everyone in the house, to report back by phone, and to take whatever means I thought necessary to ensure the safety of the household.
Safety? What danger does he think we're in? Good Lord. He's not suggesting somebody might get killed here.
I didn't want to frighten any of the ladies, but frankly, yes, that is the idea.
But why?
That's what I'm here to find out.
The whole thing's crazy.
Yes, sir. This is crazy and it's dangerous.
Nonsense.
I must say, it seems a bit far-fetched.
I think it's wonderful.
Something you're not telling us, Simon.
Yes, ma'am. On the notebook, underneath the 2 addresses, was written 3 blind mice, and on the dead woman's body was a paper with "This is the first written out." And underneath the words was a drawing of 3 little mice and a bar of music. The music was the tune to the nursery rhyme of 3 blind mice. You know how it goes. 3 blind mice.
Can the police avert another murder, or one of the people staying at Monkswell Manor, the Colbert Street murder? Tickets are on sale now. Come and check out your own